Okay, so the quick tips and lesson for today is going to be on our hinge pattern. This is what you would see every time we do something like a kettlebell swing or a deadlift motion, or if we're just trying to bend over and support ourselves in some bent over position. Okay? This is going to differ from the squat, because as we talked about with the squat is much more of an up and down motion. The hinge is much more of a back and forth motion. So that's what we're going to prioritize. The hips are going to lead the movement. The knees are going to bend slightly and just help us create the movement soft and keep that balance on the feet. So when we set it up, we're going to think about the same cues as the squat with our feet. So we have our big toe, pinky toe, and heel, building that tripod on both feet. Okay? We're going to place our hands on our hips just to get us thinking about it. And your goal is going to be thinking, I'm going to get my butt to touch the wall behind me. You'll see that's going to shift my hips back. And as I fold over, that's going to be the hinge, keeping my balance. My knees are going to bend soft. And depending on your range of motion or mobility, you'll see some people may go further than others. That's totally fine. Listen to your body. You might feel a little stretch in those hamstrings. And you're grooving the position in the right way. Right? After you practice that a little bit, we're going to go back to just like everything, thinking about how the core wakes up with this. Okay? So we're going to grab our bike. Now that you're getting the idea of the butt shifting back, okay, keeping the feet stable, we're going to take the pipe and we're going to set it down our back. We want to put it in a position where right between the butt cheeks, the shoulders, and the head all maintain contact with the pipe the entire time. Okay? That's going to help us make sure that our posture is staying straight as we're moving through our hips and everything else here is stable. So we have that position to start. We're going to get that core engaged to help us maintain this position by taking that big exhale we talked about. You'll see that brings my ribs down towards the pipe, turns my core on, and I still have this little bit of gap here between my low back and the pipe, but it's not dramatic. I can get a couple fingers, not an entire hand. That tension I'm going to maintain as I practice pushing the butt back and coming up. Feet are planted. Knees are soft, my belly's braced, and I'm pushing that butt to the wall behind. Okay? Now to take that a step further, when we do incorporate weights, the hinge can be done with both a narrow stance or a wide stance. Everything is going to be cued the same, thought about the same, but a little extra tip is every time we have our feet close together and we hinge back into it, on the way up, you're going to think a lot about driving your shoulders straight to the ceiling and pushing the floor down. Okay? That's going to help you wake up all the muscles and get the most power and movement. When we go with the wider stances, like a kettlebell swing or a sumo deadlift, we're going to do the same cues, but this is where we're really going to practice that spreading the floor feeling, similar to what we talked about during the squat. You're going to feel the hips turn on a lot more, again, give you more power and strength in the position, and support you as you increase the load. Okay? Practice those tips. Let us know if you have questions. That is our hinging pattern.